You were losing.
A weapon, Bison. What happened to the purity of unarmed combat?
This is merely superconductor electromagnetism.
We've just heard that the Street Fighter reboot movie is set to drop in 2026, even though the director has left the project. On top of that, there are rumors that Andrew Koji might be playing Ryu. Let's dive into all the details we've got about this upcoming movie. The Street Fighter reboot movie is set to hit theaters in 2026, even though its directors recently left the project. The Street Fighter franchise, known for its 6 main games since 1987, has sold over 49 million copies and remains one of the most popular video game series of all time. Back in April 2023, Sony and Legendary announced they were working on a new Street Fighter movie with Danny and Michael Filippo, who directed Talk to Me, set to Helmet. But the two directors have since stepped away. Despite this, the movie is still moving forward, and Sony has officially locked in a release date of March 20th, 2026. Interestingly, this is the same date as Amazon MGM Studios' Project Hail Mary, so there might be a box office showdown in 2026.
己がどこから来たのかを知ることによってどこへ向かっているのかがわかる。今お前たちが進むべき道を照らしているのはかつて宗家豪鉄先生が灯された光だ。
That being said, the Street Fighter movie is facing a lot of challenges, with the most immediate one being that it doesn't have a director yet. The Filippo brothers were originally attached, but left the project to focus on Bring Her Back, their new film with A24, which starts shooting soon. Legendary and Capcom wanted to start production on Street Fighter soon to hit the release date, but it's unclear how long it'll take to find a new director. Another big hurdle is the legacy of past Street Fighter adaptations. The 1994 movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme and 2009's Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li starring Kristen Kruk were both pretty much failures, either critically or at the box office. The 94 movie had 11 and 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, but at least it made $100 million on a $35 million budget. Legend of Chun-Li, on the other hand, was a total flop, with a 3% rating and only $12 million earned on a $50 million budget. For a long time, video game adaptations didn't do well, either with critics or at the box office. But recently, things have turned around with hits like Sonic the Hedgehog, Uncharted, and the Super Mario Bros. Movie. TV adaptations like The Last of Us and Fallout have also been really successful. This recent trend has raised the bar for the upcoming Street Fighter movie, but as past attempts have shown, it's tricky to adapt the game into a solid movie because the games don't really have a cohesive story. The plot for the Street Fighter movie is expected to center around a global fighting tournament that brings together a diverse and colorful set of characters. Some are driven by noble causes, while others are just in it for fame and glory. A few will likely be on quests for revenge, which could turn some of the franchise's most iconic heroes into serious threats. With Mortal Kombat making a successful return to the big screen, now feels like the perfect time for Street Fighter to get a reboot. One major aspect we'll all be watching is how Sony and Legendary handle the casting, especially with rumors swirling about who might play Ryu, Andrew Koji being a top contender. Koji is known for being a strong lead, which makes him a great choice to carry the Street Fighter series. Ryu would probably be the protagonist, so casting him is crucial to setting the tone of the movie. In the earlier Street Fighter games, Ryu had a darker, vengeful edge that made him vulnerable to the corrupting Satsui no Hado. Over time, though, he's grown more peaceful and learned to harness a zen-like counter to the rage-filled Satsui no Hado, called the Sacred Hado. Koji has already shown he's got the charisma and fighting skills to lead a series, especially with his performance in Warrior. His role in Boy Kills World also demonstrated that he can handle a character like Ryu, who is calm and straightforward in a world full of bizarre personalities and fighters. Another key character in the Street Fighter franchise is Ken, and there's buzz that Glenn Powell might be taking on the role. Ken is the perfect emotional contrast to Ryu's serious demeanor. While both trained under martial arts master Guken, Ken brought his own flair and personality to the fighting style, making him stand out. He's always been Ryu's friendly rival, and in the game's canon, Ken has a more emotional, impulsive side, especially with his romantic storyline involving Eliza. Glenn Powell has been on the rise in Hollywood, showing off a range of talents in movies like Top Gun Maverick. He's also got a more charming side, as seen in Anyone But You, which would make him a great fit as the more charismatic and romantic Ken. Powell's knack for handling dramatic scenes would also help add depth to Ken's emotional moments. If Powell joins the franchise, it could further solidify his place as one of Hollywood's biggest rising stars. One of the most iconic characters in Street Fighter is Chun-Li, the Chinese Interpol agent on a mission to take down Shadaloo, the nefarious group led by M. Bison. Bison's personal vendetta against Chun-Li, having murdered her father, fuels her drive for justice. As the series progresses, Chun-Li evolves into a more mature and focused character. Gemma Nguyen, known for her martial arts skills, could be a great fit for Chun-Li. She's been part of stunt teams for films like The Jungle Book, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Bullet Train. Plus, she's even played Chun-Li in Power Rangers Legacy Wars Street Fighter Showdown. Her extensive experience with martial arts and stunts makes her a solid choice to bring Chun-Li's combat skills and dedication to life on screen. That said, a new character that could really set the tone for the Street Fighter reboot is Guile, potentially played by Alan Ritchson, the ultimate walking sonic boom. Guile, the American soldier who debuted in Street Fighter II, has been a fan favorite for years. Introducing him early in the first movie could change the direction of the entire franchise. With his bulky build and serious demeanor, Guile is a U.S. Armed Forces member, but like Chun-Li, he's on a mission to take down M. Bison after his best friend was killed by the villain. Even though Guile is technically retired, the threat of Bison and Shadaloo keeps pulling him back into action. Alan Ritchson, known for playing military roles, especially in Reacher, would be a perfect fit. His action experience and ability to bring depth to his characters, seen in roles from Fast X to Blue Mountain State, makes him an ideal choice for a more layered and well-rounded portrayal of Guile. Dhalsim, also known as the Master of Yoga, is one of the trickiest characters to bring to life in a Street Fighter adaptation. A pacifist at heart, Dhalsim only joins the World Fighting Tournament to raise money for his village. His mastery of esoteric yoga allows him to stretch his limbs in battle, but beyond his fighting skills, he's the most spiritual character in the franchise, often serving as a wise counselor to others. Indian actor Ram Charan would be an amazing fit for Dhalsim. Not only would he bring authenticity to the role, but his experience in action films like RRR shows he can handle the balance between serious performances and over-the-top scenarios, which Street Fighter is all about. His fluidity and grace, seen in his musical sequences, would perfectly translate to Dhalsim's unique fighting style. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop.